Yo people, welcome back to another video. Now, what we'll be discussing is just a rumor. I'm not saying it's 100% confirmed or anything, but the fact that it's a rumor at the moment shows that it must be spoken about minimum over at Marvel. Something I'll sneak in before I start, which is factual, is that the Marvels broke all the unwanted records for the MCU, such as lowest opening weekend for an MCU movie ever, biggest second week drop off for a superhero film in modern history. I think I'll leave it there before people get triggered with facts and their only source of copium is, but it was fun, I had a great time. Let's not even talk about all the reshoots that's going on with Captain America and all the awful test screenings that they just received. It's really going downhill for Marvel and it's quite unfortunate. So The Marvels was a product of Captain Marvel, as it was originally her sequel film, but it was also a follow-up from the Disney Plus show Miss Marvel. You know, the one that got the lowest views in the history of MCU Disney Plus. Well, according to the rumors, that show is going to get a season 2 and is currently in development.
Are you serious?
But it's not alone, and before I speak about Miss Marvel and the other shows rumoured to be getting season 2s, let me save one person that deserves to be saved, and that's Iman Vellani. By no way is this her fault. She's only 21, so I can imagine she was like 18 or 19 before she was doing the whole Miss Marvel show. There's no way I'm gonna blame a kid. If you want to be super critical, because some people live this lifestyle, you can say that it's her fault for even signing up. But I only blame adults that complain when things go wrong for that type of stuff. I'm not going to blame her, like I said. Anyways, Vellani is a big Marvel fan as well. So for any Marvel fan to be given the role of a superhero, to be a titular character of your own show, you wouldn't turn it down, especially as a kid. And especially when you're trying to make it in life as an actor, as an actress, knowing what the MCU clout can do. I personally could only watch one episode of Miss Marvel. She wasn't bad, but the story was cringe. Everything just felt like it was the Thundermans or Henry Danger levels of production and seriousness. Like this show could have easily lived on Nickelodeon and it would probably be seen as a really good show. But for Marvel, the MCU, you're in the same galaxy that experienced people like Thanos. Half of the galaxy died. That's the levels of seriousness that can be reached in Marvel. And don't get me wrong, I think this character can still get saved, but I think she needs to be seen in a more mature way, be taken more seriously. She's currently recruiting other members of the Young Avengers. That level of importance hasn't been earned in my opinion, but to be fair to her, a lot of the new Marvel characters haven't earned anything. They've not gone through any suffering, they've not done any development. It's pretty poor all round, so I can't just blame Miss Marvel's character for that. The one good thing that she has going for her is that Miss Marvel isn't a hated character. So like I said, that's already a good thing. People either like her, they like the actress, both, or they don't care about the character. Now, me personally, I'm at a point where I like the actress, but I don't care for the character. Since they're making a season 2, I'd make it all about her recruiting the other Young Avengers, kinda like how The Mandalorian Season 2 was about finding a Jedi for Grogu. This allows for world building and just running into different and uncomfortable situations while meeting new or already established characters. This is the only way this show can get saved from poor viewership. Would I still be invested or care about this show? Not really, but I'd be open to giving it a chance if this happens. The second show that is apparently getting a season 2 is She-Hulk, which I actually watched entirely because I had to for content on a friend's channel. But this show was worse than Miss Marvel. She-Hulk is probably one of the most poorly written characters in the MCU, but that was done on purpose by the directors. They decided to sacrifice She-Hulk's character and her story just to attack supposed online male trolls. Imagine being that triggered and that sad with your life that you make a company spend over $200 million on a show just to try and trigger people, and in the end, most people just laughed at how bad the show was and the views declined week by week. Not to mention that there was no consequences, no struggle, because She-Hulk just wished away all her problems and in the end nothing mattered. There was no point of having the show. The only things that changed from episode 1 to the last episode was that she got powers, she fucked multiple men including Daredevil, and we saw Hulk's kid. That's basically it. This character needs a major and miraculous turnaround already, which is a shame because everyone that I know or that I've heard talk about She-Hulk's comics say nothing but good stuff about the character, about the comics, and funnily enough, those are the same people that don't like this MCU version of She-Hulk. Now lastly, and the least problematic character of the three is Moon Knight. I was actually enjoying that show until the penultimate episode because it was at that moment where we could see these people working on the show ran out of episodes and Disney are too stingy or too stubborn. I don't know what the deal is, but they just don't want to give out more episodes when it's needed. So clearly, they ended the show very rushed. It seemed very forced. They had a lot more ideas, but they just couldn't do it. They decided to add a new superhero out of the blue to help pack in the show even quicker.
¿En si superhero mostraya?
Now, Oscar Isaac is a very talented actor, one of the best that Marvel has at the moment. Based off of what he brought to the show and to the character, he definitely deserves a season 2. The Moon Knight character played on very big themes as well, such as mental health, and really added a different dynamic and something different to the MCU. They really spent time fleshing out his story, the different personalities, so they can just carry on doing that in season 2. But most importantly for season 2, they can find a way to connect him to already existing MCU characters, which I've personally always wondered. Who would he blend well with in terms of the current roster of the MCU? Let me know in the comments who you think would suit being with Moon Knight and teaming up with Moon Knight. Overall, it's shocking that 2 of these shows have failed, and they keep pushing it and they keep trying again and again and again, and just like in their comic runs, they failed and they keep trying and it keeps failing. They just brought the comic stats into the MCU, so congratulations. But they keep supporting and rewarding the loud minority on Twitter that don't even buy the merch, they don't even support the MCU, they don't care about none of that, they don't read the comics, nothing. We've had about 2 years of this MCU decline, and it just doesn't seem to get better. More and more people are waking up, they're just not interested anymore, and we've seen it with the decline of the views at the box office, on Disney Plus, everything. But I guess Marvel will die on that hill until they bring back the nostalgia acts like Iron Man, Tobey and Andrew, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and so on. Anyways, feel free to let me know down below what you make of all of this. What did you think of the shows mentioned, and do they deserve a season 2? Do you even care about these characters? Are you done with Marvel? Are you done with the MCU? Let me know down below. Like the video as well while you're at it, as it helps the channel to keep growing, helps the algorithm as well. Sub to the channel if you haven't already, nearly at 500 subs. I appreciate all the support and thank you for your time. Have a great rest of your day.